Going. Should be a nice quick one today. Just a little bit of an expansion on what we talked about yesterday, and that was solving radical equations. And I'm saying radical, but really we're only talking about square roots. So if you're looking for a video for cube roots or something, sorry. So square roots. Okay. So let's just talk about it real quick. What we really need to know today is what happens when we get something like this. Okay. And in short, what happens is just what we did yesterday is we're going to square both sides. Now, when you guys get to Algebra 2, these problems will get a little bit harder. If you guys take college algebra, they'll be a little more difficult. For right now, all they really want you to do is understand the concept is that your squares and your square roots undo each other, and if you have square roots on both sides, essentially you can just drop the square roots. Now, in the future, you're going to have to check your answers, and there's going to be extraneous solutions, and there's going to be some kind of clever ways to get around some of these problems. But in Algebra 1, they just really want you to understand this concept so that when you get to Algebra 2 or college algebra, that you have a, kind of a strong foundation. So it should be a quick one today, guys. Let's get right into it. If you're given this, they want you to solve for r. Essentially, you can just drop the square roots, right? 2r is 9. Oops. Make it r look like an r mat. Equals the square root of 5r. Well, essentially, what are we going to do? I'm going to square this side, and I'm going to square this side. Because, again, I know this seems a little bit complicated to people because you're not multiplying by the same thing on both sides, right? Like over here, I'm multiplying this side by itself, which is 5r. And over here, I'm multiplying this by itself, which is 2r plus 9. But remember, they're equal to each other. So the square root of 5r and the square root of 2r plus 9 are the same thing. So you are allowed to multiply them by themselves, even though it's technically two different numbers you're looking at. They are the same number. So 2r plus 9 is equal to 5r. And then, guys, it's a linear problem, right? I'm going to subtract 3r from both sides. I'm going to say 9 is equal to, did I do that right? Oh, sorry, taking away 2r from both sides. Sorry, I'm trying to go too fast this morning, guys. And we're going to find 3r. Divide by 3, I'll find out that r is equal to 3. Okay, you can always check your answers. 3 times 2 is 15. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 9 is 15. So this is the square root of 15. And 5 times 3 is the square root of 15. So you don't even have to evaluate the square roots. I mean, you know that the square root of 15 is equal to the square root of 15. Okay, again here, once you see that there's nothing really, you could just kind of drop these square roots. So let's go ahead and let's show why. Again, we're going to square this side, and we're going to square this side. We're going to say that 9d plus 3 is equal to 10d. We're going to subtract 9d from both sides. We'll find out that d is equal to 3. Again, if you want to plug it in, 10 times 3 is 30. 9 times 3 is 27. 27 plus 3 more, also 30. Okay, so d is equal to 3. Watch your negative signs. As always, watch your negative signs. I don't believe there were any things that you really had to worry about here. Again, they're doing this at an Algebra 1 level, so there's not a whole lot we have to worry about. But again, we're going to square both sides. We're going to find out negative 7n is equal to negative 9 is 10n. I'm going to add 10n over here, add 10n over here. We'll find out that negative 9 is equal to positive 3n divided by 3. And it may be a little off-putting at first that you got a negative number because you're like, wait a second, I can't take a negative square root. But again, over here, negative 7 times negative 3 makes this positive 21, okay? And over here, again, negative 10 times negative 3 is negative 30, minus 9 is positive 21. So sometimes you can have a negative number, but then when the dust clears inside here, you're left with positive numbers, which you can take the square root. Okay, I think this is the last one. Oh no, 2 more. Okay. So again, if you've gotten the hang of it, you can just kind of fast forward and say 14 plus 20n is equal to 16n plus 6. In an effort to keep things positive, let's move the 14s first. Okay. 20n is equal to 16n plus 20. We're going to subtract 16n from both sides. 4n is equal to 20. N is equal to 5. Again, if you want to plug it in, 5 times 20 is 100. 100 minus 14 is going to be 86. 5 times 16 is 80. 80 plus 6 will be 86 as well. All right, and again, last one, solve for f. Let's just go ahead, I'll write it over here this time. We'll square it here. We'll square it here. We have negative 10 minus 11f is equal to negative 12f minus 18. Again, what do you want to move first? Let's move an 18 over here and an 18 over here. 8 minus 11f is equal to negative 12f. We're going to add 11, I know that 8 is equal to negative 1f, which means that f is negative 8. Okay, and again, don't worry about that being negative, because look, when I multiply times negative 11 and a negative 12, it's going to become positive. All right, so anyway, guys, have a look. Let me know if you have any questions. It's pretty straightforward. It's really just solving linear equations today. We're just throwing in the fact that if you square both sides, it drops the square roots. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions, and we'll get to it. Thank you.